Hi everyone, it's Red Sea Reefer here. Welcome to this tank update. So today, let's take a look around the tank and see what we get across. Good news, the leather toadstool coral decided that it started expanding its polyps again, extending. So even though it's still a bit doubtful, although it was further out just an hour ago, but then this mega shrimp just decided that it wanted to clean it or something, so it's now slowly retracting its polyps again. But then again, very happy to see that this coral is finally doing a little bit of recovery after a while of not showing any polyp extension at all. So fairly happy that it now is on its way back to normal. As you can see right here, the beautiful angelfish, although it's a bit hiding again, as always, so maybe it will show its face later on a bit. A fish that I haven't covered a lot is this Bangai Cardinal fish. These are actually pretty amazing fish, but also pretty common, which is not a bad thing, of course. So I got these fish, here's the other one, when they were just very tiny little baby fish, and I got them from a fellow reefer from the town of Zwolle, which is kind of close, and they have been doing great ever since. They usually carry babies, or at least the male carries the babies. So that's the way it works with these fish. The female lays her eggs in the mouth of the male fish, and then the male will carry the fish in its mouth for the entire period until they hatch, and then when they hatch it will release them from his mouth. That's of course a very peculiar type of breeding, and the bad thing for the male fish is that it can barely eat or not eat at all during the time it's carrying the eggs in its mouth. So what you typically see is that the male fish will not eat for quite a while, and then when it has when the little baby fish are hatched, it will eat quite a lot to get back to strength. So that's a very funny thing about these fish. As far as I can see, the male is not carrying any babies at this moment. You will see the beak pretty swollen up when it does. Maybe they just hatched. The bad thing is that since they are very small fish, usually they get eaten straight away by the other tank mates, inmates as we might call them. So of course that's it's nature, but so sometimes you're able to catch one or two, sometimes one or two end up in the sump, but yeah, most of the times they don't. One of the options is to buy a sea urchin, so the big black ones with the large spikes, and the baby fish will get in between the spikes, so the other fish and other tank mates cannot eat them, which is quite an effective way. But I haven't had one of those things in my tank ever. I might someday, but not for this tank, since they get fairly large fairly quickly. So that's a funny thing to know about these Bangai Cardinal fish. So you can get these fish somewhere around $10 to $15 a piece, and they are very cool fish to keep, as you can see. So here's another fish that I wanted to show you today, which is the new wrasse that is in there for fighting the Montipora eating nudibranch. So this is a Haligures type wrasse, The name starts with a T, I forgot the exact name. But it's a nice orange dotted fish. And it has been in there for a week now, since Saturday last week. And it has been doing very well. Stayed underground for just one day and then emerged, and now is scouring the reef on a daily basis. And here you can also see something very funny, which is the shrimp eating away at the mastic food. And just watch the back of its body moving as it eats the mastic. I think it's very cool to see. Maybe we can get a view from the sides as well. There it is. Let's zoom in for a little bit. So as you can see, not only the fish like it, the shrimp like it as well. And of course, all the little particles that the shrimp is able to take off are being eaten by the fish straight away. Especially the pink and yellow Anthias are very fond of the very small little pieces, but also the Bangai Cardinals, which I just showed you. And then of course the larger fish will just bite chunks off there. So this keeps them busy for about 2 to 3 hours. So it's a very effective way of feeding. And as a bonus, also your corals will get some food. Like for example this yellow gorgonian right here, which has seen better days, but still the polyps are extending nicely. So let's see if we can get a little bit of a close-up shot of this wrasse. It's very still a bit shy. If we move closely enough, then it will show itself a little better. So I think it's a very beautiful fish. Glad that I found this one. This strawberry Favia is also a very nice coral, which I've had for a long time. And it actually dropped a little baby, which is in the sand at the moment, so I definitely need to get that out of the sand. It's actually buried a little bit right now. I'll get it out straight after this video. It's right here. If you look closely, you can see it there, buried in the sand. So other than that, the tank is running well, in kind of a stable mode at the moment. Not much going on. Growth is well, regular, normal, nothing extreme, nothing out of the ordinary, which is of course how you want your tank. Something I can show you is sometimes you have these little pest anemone. There's one right here. I'm not sure if it's a Mayano, but it's definitely one of those brown anemones that will sting your corals and make them very unhappy. That's what you see right here. So it's right in between there, in between the zoanthus, and it's causing the zoanthus to close up. So I'll use some Joe's juice tomorrow or tonight to remove it. There's the wrasse again. Nice. Get it in this video. So I will remove it. You can also use Iptasia X, or there's various different solutions, homemade solutions to remove it. But definitely something that needs to be taken care of. Last update on the Monty, it's still being eaten, and I hope the wrasse will slow down this process and eventually remove the Montipora eating nudibranch altogether. But until then, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.